So if I am conscious about what's happening to my body, if I'm also conscious of my genetic makeup, what are the kind of tests and also wearable devices that I should be looking at? What should I be tracking and what should I be testing?
Right. So every organ in your body that can fail and fails easily should be tracked. Like, for example, I would love to do extensive testing for heart because heart is really vulnerable. I wouldn't worry too much about liver unless until I have lifestyle issues or let's say a problem like hepatitis B or C or A, right? I wouldn't worry too much about, let's say, my skin or hair or nail because these are secondary organs, right? So depending on where you're staying, like for example, if you're staying in a place like Delhi, I would put more stress on testing my lungs and my heart.
Oops.
Yes. Versus, let's say, if I was living in South Indian states where I'd actually focus more on testing my muscle mass, because the prevalence of insulin resistance, obesity is far more down south compared to the north, I guess.
Is there a way, do you have like a checklist of things that you should do in your 30s, in your 20s?
Sure. You can get your vitamins and minerals. You could get your liver profile, which is LFT. Then you have kidney function tests, which is KFT. Vitamin D levels, again, good to have a baseline because Indians typically are deficient in vitamin D. Calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium for women. Then you have your thyroid test, especially important for women, hormone test for both men and women. Then you can check your spirometry test, which is primarily for lungs. Nobody does it, but it's important. Then you can get your DEXA once in a life at least, especially after the age of 30 to assess your baseline. Then if you can get a VO2 max test done. And then a lot of tests for your heart. So in your heart, you have lipid profile, you have your ApoE-B, then ApoA, then LPA, which is again also determined by your genetic marker. And then you have CAC, then you have, I wouldn't say MRI-CT, but it's good to do.
That sounds like a very exhaustive list. I don't think that's practical.
When you send a car to a service center, they check each and everything in your car and then they provide a certificate that's okay, this is fine. So we do it for our cars. You have to do it for the bodies.